Welcome back to Special Report. In just a few moments, we will speak with the President of the Democratic Republic of Congo. But first, let's take a look at the history of the conflict in his country. This region has been ravaged by war over religion, ethnicity, and minerals since the 1990s. More than 6 million people have died. Now, the first conflict began amid the 1994 Rwandan genocide. It's when the Hutu extremists in Rwanda killed an estimated 1 million Tutsis and moderate Hutus, other groups. At the same time, around 2 million Hutu refugees crossed into the Democratic Republic of Congo, settling in the eastern region. This is in the red part here. A small portion were extremists who began organizing militias, prompting the Tutsis to do the same. Now, sporadic fighting would take place, all in the early 2000s, when peace agreements were being negotiated. But that would bring the emergence of another group, M23. In 2012, the group took the strategic city of Goma, right here in the middle. They pulled out days later due to international pressure and fled to Uganda and Rwanda. Now, M23 then resurfaced in 2021. With an estimated 6,500 fighters, they began to take significant control of the territory in that region. They shelled displacement camps. They cut off supply routes. Congo is considered the world's richest country in terms of natural resources. Untapped deposits are worth, get this, an estimated $24 trillion with a T. The country also produces 68% of the world's cobalt. It's the fourth largest producer of diamonds in the world. Lithium deposits are also significant. Now, China controls much of Congo's mining industry and has given Congo's government drones and weaponry to defend those mines. Other countries also have an interest in the region. Burundi, a majority Hutu country, sees Rwanda as a threat, and it supports the Congolese troops. Uganda is defending against Islamic State-linked militants along its borders. They've targeted religious groups in the Congo as well. Also, South Africa recently announcing a phased withdrawal of thousands of troops from eastern Congo after several peacekeepers were killed by rebels. While M23 leaders withdrew from peace talks this week with the Congo, President Tshisekedi met with his Rwandan counterpart this week for talks mediated by Qatar. The countries agreed to continue discussions to establish lasting peace in the region. It comes as the U.S. considers a minerals deal with the government in exchange for security assistance.
I can tell you that we stand in firm support of the Congolese people and of the sovereignty and territorial integrity of the DRC. We remain diplomatically engaged.
We are joined tonight by Félix Tshisekedi, President of the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Mr. President, thank you for being here. I want to start with this. The Trump administration is interested in securing exclusive mineral deals with countries rich in rare earth minerals. We saw that obviously recently with Ukraine. Can you talk about the discussions for a deal with your country?
Très bien, merci.
Thank you very much. Good evening to you. We are looking for partnerships, and we have established partnerships with many other countries, and we think the United States of America, given its role and influence around the world, is an important partner to have. And we are very happy to see that with the Trump administration, things are moving a lot faster on both sides.
Untapped deposits are worth an estimated $24 trillion. What would you need to happen to move forward with that relationship?
We want to extract these minerals, but also process them, as this would create a lot of jobs. And we want a partnership that will provide lasting peace and stability for our countries, which we need.
It's a dangerous place, the Congo. How would a U.S. company guarantee safety on the ground?
We can build our defense and security capabilities. And I think that the U.S. is able to use either pressure or sanctions to make sure that armed groups who are in the DRC can be kept at bay.
Mr. President, the United States has been concerned about China's influence in Africa, particularly in the DRC. How would you manage this relationship with Beijing while maintaining ties with the U.S. that you obviously want to expand?
Nature abhors a vacuum, as the saying goes. It's not that China is waxing in Africa. It's more that America is waning in Africa, and we would be very happy to have our American friends here who used to be more present than China in the 70s and 80s.
How do you think a minerals deal, if it comes to fruition, would benefit Americans?
Silicon Valley companies know exactly what I mean. And so I think this partnership will help these industries develop more and more innovative products.
I want you to address, if you could, and talk about the fighting in eastern DRC, and how do you intend to resolve it?
The DRC has a neighboring country called Rwanda, which about 30 years ago experienced a genocide. The international community at the time asked us to open our borders to receive droves of refugees who were fleeing the fighting and the massacres. And since then, unfortunately, this hellish situation that was in Rwanda at the time has seeped into the Democratic Republic of the Congo. That is why we insist on having sanctions.
Last thing, Mr. President, it has been 50 years since one of the greatest sporting events involving U.S. athletes, the Rumble in the Jungle. It took place in your capital, Kinshasa. 1 billion people watched Muhammad Ali, expected to lose, defeat George Foreman in that fight. Can you talk about the legacy of that fight for your country and the United States?
Yes, of course. We still remember this event really galvanized the people and had everybody's attention. They were training here. And every time they went somewhere, people knew about it. So we really experienced a boom thanks to that, this historic fight that really put our country on the map. We really have a lot to give. And all we ask is really for an opportunity to live in peace.
Well, Mr. President, we appreciate the time, and we look forward to following all news out of the Congo and the DRC, and we'll follow this relationship with you and the U.S. Thank you very much, sir.
Merci, Mr. Bayer.
Thank you very much, Mr. Baer. Thank you.